Hey guys, welcome back to Max Cars Tournament Unification. Today I have another 1 vs 1 for you, this time on Fata Morga. On the northern side playing Raven Guard we have Dantist. On the southern side playing Steel Legion we have 1, 2, 3, or it's just another alt for transpersonal Psy. You might know or remember that we had this exact matchup on Battle Marshes the other day, or a few weeks ago actually. They were sent together and I didn't want to have the same matchup in so close together, so this is the second one. Yeah, let's see how this revenge, I have no idea if this was played first or the other, how this second game will pan out. Again, Chandler's opener into 3 scouts, so the same build order, but this time into Space Marines into Brother Captain. I think the other time it was Brother Captain first. On the other side we have another barracks opener with only 2 pioneers again. I'm not liking the 2 pioneers. You want to have 3 pioneers. They're paying so much for themselves, but okay. You have 3 legionaries, however, with 1 Camosar on the way already. So this will help a bit, and I would highly encourage a turret here because it is very good. You see the scouts running to the next point. The Space Marines do not help with the capping. This doesn't seem they need to because the scouts are so fast. On the other side we have already 1 scout squad, the third one being a bit of a nuisance over here, but shouldn't be big of a deal. You maybe need to reinforce them a bit, the pioneer squad. You could just leave them once and then jump in and fire back. In comes also the Space Marine squad, and yeah, I think the Brother Captain can then use the jump pack to get closer, but I think it may or may not start a cooldown. Not sure if I remember that correctly, but yeah, we have the Commissar buying some space for the legionaries. No way to cap this relic right now, where on the other side it is capping, but this is some guard problems for you. I've seen some guard players like in vanilla getting this relic as the first thing they cap because it's so hard sometimes. I mean, Steel Legion can handle it. The second Commissar is out, and I think there will be a third one at some point. You can have then 1 Commissar for each squad, and yeah, there's some more. No, it's the same Space Marine squad, and for the Raven Guard they aren't only 6 models. They are more, yeah, specialists kinda Space Marines, not mass. So that's why. So they have a little lower model count, which in situations like this are a bit of a problem. But yeah, in comes the scouts. 2 squads of scouts actually coming into the fray here. No armory yet. They could get something in tier 1, right? No, they can't. Only the Space Marines can get the flamer, I guess. Yes. But yeah, capping are the legionaries now here. They cap a bit faster than your quite a bit faster than your pioneers. The pioneer squad is not being reinforced. Okay, so the build time on this turret is relatively slow. The second model reduces the build time by 33%. They are using now the tunnel network or some pioneers, I guess. And third Commissar is out in the field. So we have now 3 legionaries with 1 Commissar each. Space Marines with the Brother Captain just standing in the middle capping. And the question is now a second Space Marine squad. The big question is no generator yet. There's the first generator being added. So no gen gaming. 2 upgraded listening posts soon for the Steel Legion. And there was some guy absolutely getting killed by a bolt pistol, it seems. And now they play the distance game. Who has the longer range? It looks like the Laskans have just a smidgen more range and can be annoying. But in comes the second Space Marine slot, sprinting in. While they're sprinting, they don't deal as much damage. You see, as long as the sprint is on, but it wears off soonish, and then they do the full damage. Yeah, buying some space for these scouts to finish their capture of the critical location. And this is for the most part also a big vision point. You see here how much vision it provides for you. That's quite substantial. On the right side, the scouts getting politely asked to leave this critical alone. There must be a radar tower soonish. I mean, even though if you get all the gens up and everything, you still need a radar tower to get along in attack. Very nicely aligned resources. You saw it here for Dantist. So he started his tier 2 right now. should be finishing minute 6 something. I think it's about 1.5 minutes, right? Right? I don't really know the exact timings, to be honest, but I think it's something like that. Radar tower now being added, and resources should align with another generator. There you go. You need about 3 generators for the Imperial Guard kind of factions, be it Imperial Guard itself or Seal Legion or other factions. Nicely timed arsenal over here, about halfway on the way to tier 2. Maybe a bit too early, but that's okay. You can start getting plasma pistols, for example, already in tier 1 and bionics. And then as soon as tier 2 hits the field, you can get the sergeant over here. And the last time he used these Vanguard veterans to create effect, so he would then need in tier 2 the Sacred Artifact or the Kiva Forge. Either one is now required for the Stern and Vanguard veterans. Bionics being added. And I would assume either plasma pistols or... Okay, going for tier 2. I always like to get the relay station a bit earlier and research grenades. The grenades are really cheap with 25 cost, but take a bit of time. So when you get it a bit earlier, you can use this time before this third generator finishes to get the grenades done in tier 1. And you have 3 squads with grenades that can fare very well against these Space Marines. For example, some points been upgraded. Some minor skirmishes around these critical locations. I like how they try to interfere with each other, but nobody's like overextending. There's now, as I say, this slight overextension on the legionaries, but you will see there's like 1 model lost, 2 models because of the plasma pistols, and that's it. They can now flee to the point over here. We have some scouts over here, so there should be a take and hold victory is beginning, but tier 2 is finished for... Okay, he goes for the Sacred Artifact. And now the question is, no, he has not enough power resources. He should cancel these bionics, to be honest, to get the Vanguard or Stern Guard Regiments or anything really, because just with Space Marines he will not survive. You could get now also the apothecaries on the squads. That is nice. Tier 2 is finished, getting now the senior officer weapons. All sergeants and the lieutenant colonel are equipped with both pistols and power swords. So it doesn't state something about the commissars, but could very well be the commissar. Also, I would like to see the lieutenant colonel, to be honest, but if it's a repeat of the last game, this will be Hellhound Gaming. First, Vanguard veteran is out, bionics level 2 are on the field, so these will be some tanky Vanguard veterans. This is something he likes to play, or many Raven Guard players like to play very infantry heavy, because yeah, you have everything you need with your 3 scouts that all survived. That's important. 2 Space Marines, and now the first squad of Vanguard veterans immediately starting off in 4 models with about 5.6k HP, because he got both bionics out. And they are some tanky lads. They also have these like damage resistance and going and stuff like that. But there are now grenade launchers being added as well. The Tyrantal Turret doing as much as it can. Listening post firing in. What do we have coming out here? Place your bets. It's a Hellhound. Hellhound can fare very well against these if they blob up like this, doing some AoE damage. But yeah, the big kicker is that you have already the counter in the form of these scouts with grenade launchers, missile launchers. The question is, how do you deal with the scouts? And that's a hard question. You would probably need some artillery of sorts. Okay, he prioritizes even the Reclusiarch before the second Vanguard veteran squad, making probably this squad you have already even more fearsome. I like the idea of these heavy bolter teams. They can match these scouts immediately seeing it. One Hellhound going down, and yeah, sometimes it is hard to get these guys on the right target. Reclusiarch should be on the way. There it comes. Coming in with his skirmishes, what it's called again, plasma pistol as well. And yeah, Vanguard veterans now losing morale and flying out of here. It could, as I said, attach to, or the Reclusiarch could attach to them, so this would be absolutely amazing. Take and hold victory, all the while slowly ticking away, losing this critical location relic is putting a big damper on his economy. He has quite a lot of power, so his vehicle focus he is opting is kind of working. He needs to, as you see here, capture one of the points. More upgrades and even more targeted. So yeah, these will be some very, very amazing Space Marines. You will get this point back. Not sure if like splitting up your forces like this is the right move. You should not do it, to be honest. Yeah, there's even now the very mean frag missile launch. You see it over here. But this is the Reclusiac ability, the demoralizing shout. Second squad of Vanguard veterans is being added, so yeah, I like the idea of the heavy weapon teams. Are they still alive? They are. You could even get some mortars for some disruption. If you have the enhanced cage, you can quickly check if he has. If you switch over and click on the legionary, he has, so he could get even mortars. But yeah, I like the idea with the heavy bolter team over here that will give you long range support fire against basically everything the Raven Guard currently has to offer. Second squad of Vanguard veterans coming in, 3 models with almost 3k HP. Oh my god, these are tanky lads. Coming in now, going for the heavy bolter team. What is going on here? Tier 3 being started. What could be an idea, a squad that does very high infantry damage, are the Stormtroopers. That I haven't seen like at all. Do I have them seen from Transpersonal Psi like anytime? Not really, but the Stormtroopers, they are pretty expensive, I get it, but they can work wonders for you. There's now some very good Hellhound offense. These are frag missile launchers, so this is very good. The scouts were pushed to the other side, so we have the split up forces over here. There's now a Raven's Purge being added, another research, enhanced conditioning, and a Kiwa Forge, so we could see some deep strike dreadnoughts or something if he has enough resources. A hell of a lot of power for Transpersonal Psi. He would need to get the vehicle cap increase, but it's he's kind of crisis mode over here, trying to do something. He has really good like, how should I say, have the right units at the right places over here. This is the first time that we have again some frag missile launches against him. But yeah, the Vanguard veterans just going ham here. Now tier 3 is finished and he could get a really good vehicle, but he needs the vehicle cap increase. So this, yeah, you see tier vehicle cap increase, and the vehicle will not get out probably because there are the Vanguard veterans. Not sure if they have melter bombs, haven't seen them yet, but they could use some melter bombs. And yeah, not sure if the base race favors you, probably not if there's a statward line of Space Marines with even apothecaries now. Was it 3 Space Marines? No, these are all scouts, right? Yeah, still the 2 Space Marines, 2 Vanguard veterans with the Crucilark, and the scouts to support. So this was a pretty steady line. I mean, you could try to kill one of the 2 buildings, but yeah, you see already a dreadnought being started. Limit 2, so there is already one out, question mark. Am I blind? Was it deep strike already somewhere?
Raven Guard. We may strike.
Maybe it was in the process of deep striking. I have no idea. Ah, it was here. It should come here, and this would be the death sentence to hold this idea over here. So I like the idea of the heavy weapon teams. I would like to see how Stormtroopers fare against these Vanguard veterans, but he plays a very distinct playstyle. Dantist is like getting all the infantry upgrades and then getting them out, so they are not bleeding models as easily. Yeah, you could imagine that if I see this more often, there will be some adjustments to the Vanguard veterans in the next update. But yeah, as I said earlier, if you have some feedback, always send replays. They help a whole lot better to get your point across. Alright guys, as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!